Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Walking Dead World Beyond series finale for season two. Well, the series finale for the whole show just came out on AMC Plus. If you haven't seen it yet, it'll be out December 5th on regular AMC One scheduled. So, spoiler warning if you haven't seen the finale yet. There was a post-credit scene, and just to talk about it briefly, I'm gonna have a separate video, but there was no straight up Rick reveal in it, but this does show some interesting things that The Walking Dead's going to be morphing into. So we'll talk about that in a separate video. Have a short little video talking about that. But yeah. So if you guys are still here, I'm guessing you got past the spoiler warning. So yeah, the show's done. Like it's over, and it wasn't exactly what I expected, but I mean it was all right. There's kind of like a lack of. There was a couple deaths. Don't get me wrong, but, like, I thought a little bit more was gonna happen, but, I mean, I don't think it was bad. I think it was definitely had me on the edge of my seat for a little bit, so I thought a big thing was gonna happen at any moment. But what's really crazy is it starts back to a flashback 2 months ago, which was on Monument Day, and it's the group when they're leaving, the campus colony, kinda like in there talking in the little after thing where the producer talks, and basically saying how like their main objective back then was to avoid conflict, and it flashes right into present day and they're like killing walkers trying to get to what's it called, to where the outpost where the all the gas is set. And so basically how they've changed a lot, this has really given them like brought it out for them. And they're realizing like they got to get this done. And in the meantime, we find out like Jadis has a bunch of security measures set, and she's like, "All right, so we're gonna have the gas transported out of here in like 3 hours. I plan on having this all wrapped up with the scientists and stuff before then." And we get the flash over to Huck. She's looking at her clock, checking the time, wondering where these guys are at. And we get like her and Dennis. So Dennis did survive. I thought maybe he might have died when if you watched my last video taken on the last episode, but he did live, not for long. But yeah, so like they're like, okay, we get past this, we're gonna go get talk to somebody that knows someone in the CR, let them know what the CRM, what the military's been doing that they don't know about, and like they have this plan. They're like, we always make do with what we got, and we make it work, So like they have this plan, and then kind of flashes over to Dr. Leo, and they're getting that truck running, and Felix shows up, but the CRM shows up, so they're gonna have this little shootout. It's got the one lieutenant that Felix can't stand that he wants to kill. They eventually get their 1v1. But a group meets back up at the outpost. So we got the four original OGs, Huck, just no Felix there, and Dennis, and so they want to get it set, but the CRM already messed with what did they do? They jammed the comms, and that also affects like the remote detonator. So there's this outpost near that, like a weapon depot near Dennis's place, so they're gonna go there and get what they need to detonate it. And it's about 3 miles away, and that's like supposedly the blast radius. So Silas decides to stay back because he wants to help Dennis get to the CR. And basically, he's like, Elton's like, well, we'll end up meeting back up. It's no coincidence that it's happened twice. So what we end up finding out, so the group are Hope, Iris, and Elton. Yeah, Elton. I will get Elton Percy mixed up sometimes because that whole little thing that they did. But yeah, Elton Percy, or no, Elton Iverson Hope. There we go. There I go again. Talking about Percy. He's dead. Um, go on. Silas stays back with Huck and Dennis. So Dennis and Silas go to get these weapons, which is 3 miles away. Well, Jadis kind of gets the idea that we need to get someone at that gas now. So she gets there, and what we find out is Huck kind of had that as a backup plan to get them 3 miles away in case they couldn't do a time detonate. And basically, when the CRM landed, Jadis came looking for Huck. They have this crazy fight, some really interesting dialogue. We get confirmation that the thing that Jadis gave the CRM that was very valuable is indeed Rick. And she references how he was supposed to be an A, but he was a B, so she owed him that much. There was like a little bit of Negan hearing, like where people are a resource, or she said something about that. It sounds some like Negan stuff to me. And yeah, trying to trying to think of anything, but like that was the main dialogue. Is it was like talking about how she gave Rick Rick away, so she had a place in the CR, and like Huck is like, yeah, you sold someone else's life, so you could do that. But she did say how she made it so he would be a B, so he wasn't a test subject, like he was worth that much. And so I wonder what the B like what Rick's area in this whole puzzle really is. We'll probably find out a little bit more next week when Gimple should be on Talking Dead after this is aired on regular TV. Um, but yeah, so eventually Jadis is able to sneak in a knife while they're tangled with their weapons. This really crazy hand-to-hand combat stuff. And she stabs Huck in the stomach. And yeah, she's like, it didn't have to be this way. But that's when Jadis starts to realize, like this little grin on Huck's face, this stuff's about to blow. So she like commands like, "Hey, everyone, get back in the chopper now. We gotta go." And like right after they get out of range, it blows, and that's when Dennis realizes that Huck committed suicide. And basically, the CRM's closing on that. So Dennis is like, "Hey, if you make it look like you killed me because I'm a traitor, you'll have a spot in the CRM. Just don't become one of them." And like, there's this really crazy emotional moment, but it ends up happening. And I mean, originally Dennis wanted to do it himself, but Silas didn't want to let him. So this was allowing them together. And the last last words that Huck wanted Jadis to give her mom was, let my mom know, because she said this watch that my dad gave me is what brought me and her back together. This time it's not going to do that. It's going to bring me back together with my dad. So some crazy stuff. Like Jadis was a little upset that she had to do that because she really looked up to Huck, but she did what needed to be done. Anyways, um, we Hope, Iris, and Elton see that the bomb just went off, and there's a bunch of walkers that they got to get past, and they're like, "We're not out of the zone. What are we gonna do?" And Dira shows up with one of the CRM vehicles. She mows down a bunch of walkers. They hop in. They get the fuck out of there. So yeah, it's crazy because that all blew. We got Dennis and Huck who have perished, and also in that little moment right before they picked up the three, Elton saves Hope from getting bit, but his arm gets bit, which we find out that they end up hacking it off to try to save his life. And kind of crazy, like we don't really find out till the end of the episode that he ends up able to survive it barely, but he did lose a lot of blood, I guess. Then Jadis takes Silas in as her wingman. He's playing the cards because he's not becoming one of them, but he's becoming a soldier, like legit, straight up soldier. And Jadis is gonna make that hit, like Silas is gonna be what Jadis was to Huck, I guess, little protege type deal. Then we come to find out that Jadis is eliminating Elizabeth Kublik out of her job. She apparently tried to, according to Jadis, she tried to sabotage her, and Jadis is taking her spot and this and that. And yeah, Elizabeth Kublik is under arrest. So she is taken out, and that's because she like made deals with the perimeter, gave the Bennetts an attempt to stay there and all that. So like yeah, is she even a bad guy? I don't know. She doesn't seem so bad, even though she did a bunch of bad things, because the lesser that she, like the good things that she did attempt to do. So that's interesting. I wasn't seeing that coming. And then, so Iris is gonna go with the perimeter group to go try let Portland know about what's going on. And right as they're about to, Iris is about to leave with them, Elton ends up waking up, and he's apparently doing okay, all things considering. So the group of scientists is going to stay back at the mall and kind of work on the research, and they're going to end up bringing people back from Portland to help them out. And yeah, so like that's kind of where it ends there. We got Iris's group leading up to the Portland. We got Felix and Will chilling back with these guys at the mall with the professors. We got Silas as a CRM soldier, and yeah, and we had the crazy post credit scene. Nothing too Rick related. I'm gonna talk about it in a separate video. Probably be like, I don't know, five or so minute video, but it does introduce the or show the return of Dr. Jenner, and apparently things of way back in season one Walking Dead. So yeah, introduction of potential new Walker threats. So Yeah, we'll talk about that in a separate video. Let me know what you guys thought about the series finale or the world beyond as a whole. It's over now. We obviously got to believe that some of these characters that survived are going to be up in further Walking Dead productions, whether it be the movies, spin-off shows, Tales of the Walking Dead, or what. But I'll be curious to see what's going on. I expected more of the main group to die, but I mean, Huck was the only main one of the main six to die from season one. So, I mean, I guess Elton's arm did die a little bit too. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. I'll have a post-credit scene video out shortly after, and the plan is to watch Fear the Walking Dead before I go to bed because it is like 4:30 in the morning right now. And I'll do that video later today after I wake up. I'm gonna watch it and then I'm gonna wake up and shortly after I'll work on that video. So let me know what you guys think. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.